all of these people that you have placed on your timeline, they influenced you in some way. And when you step into ministry like Life Kids, you're going to do the same thing for other kids. And if, say it's a Luke kid who's in 5th grade, and you're serving in there with them, you can make an impact on their life and never even know it, but then they come to serve when they're a 6th grader, and they're like, hey, Miss Crystal's on my timeline. And she may not ever find out, but they put her on there because she meant that much to them. So when you step into Life Kids, step into ministry in Life Kids, you are going to make a difference in these kids' lives. You're going to end up on people's timelines. You may never know. I may never know if I impacted anybody because people just don't tell you when you do. So I do challenge you also, if someone's on your timeline and you haven't told them how important they are to you, I would tell them this week. Let them know that they're that important to you.
You've impacted my life.
Oh, thank you, Josh.
Keep up the good work.
I feel like he's trying to earn brownie. Okay, so we're going to move past that activity. I'm sorry, Carson. We're going to move to the next page, but you can work on that later if you want to, okay? So, find your fit. Considering that you're sitting in this room, I would hope that your fit would be Life Kids, but I'm still going to hit on some of the other ministries just so you know what they do. Who all in here knows what hosting does? Do you know what hosting does? Okay, it's not just coffee and tea. They're not just serving coffee and tea. They're greeting people at the door. They have ushers who are ushering people to their seats. They're collecting the offering. They still do coffee and tea. But they are our biggest ministry on campus because they cover such a wide footprint of our campus. So hosting does all of that. Our operations team, they are kind of behind the scenes, but they're very, very important. Our operations team help run our safety team. They're the people who are kind of the eyes and ears of the campus that probably blend in. You don't even know that they're there. They are watching out for any weird behavior on the campus. Our operations team also has our count team. So after hosting collects our offering, our count team takes over and they count all of our offering. But then they have people during the week who do stuff. It's a whole big mysterious ministry that I don't even know what all they do. But they're great. They help our church function and run behind the scenes. And then tech and worship is exactly what that sounds like. We have our worship team who's on the stage. And other than the 2 ladies who are on the stage today, everyone else is a contracted. They applied, they tried out, and they were chosen to be on stage. So a worship team is something that you can audition for and become a part of. That also includes our photography team. They are under our tech and worship umbrella. And then life groups, life missions. Who all has heard of a life group or is in a life group? All right. Good for you, Crystal. So life groups are, if you grew up in church, they have things called Sunday school that happen before church service, and you would go and you would meet people and learn about Jesus kind of in a small group setting. That is what a life group is, but it is centered around like interests. So like we've got a life group that is a fishing group. They love fishing, so they go and they talk about Jesus while they fish. We've got a life group who loves riding motorcycles. So they go out on their motorcycles and they ride together, and it's just a small community. We've got young married with kids. We've got young married without kids. We've got older married with kids graduating. We've got